Legal system in Kazakhstan. Generally, the legal system in Kazakhstan has two main components, the lawmaking and the law administration. In Kazakhstan, the lawmakers are represented by the parliament, while the law administration is dealt with the government and the courts. The judicial system has the distinct role in administering laws adopted in Kazakhstan. In particular, it is aimed at settling conflicts and disputes arising out of private or public relations, as well as at restoring infringed rights. The judicial system of Kazakhstan consists of three tiers of courts. The Supreme Court and appellate courts have their panels divided into the civil, criminal, and administrative categories of cases, as opposed to special district general courts. There is also the Court of Astana, International Financial Center, the AIFC Court, which operates independently and does not form a part of judicial system of Kazakhstan. Furthermore, there are arbitration courts in Kazakhstan that are also not treated as part of the judicial system of Kazakhstan. It is worth noting that all decisions of the AIFC Court as well as awards of arbitration courts are recognized and enforceable in Kazakhstan equally with the decisions of courts forming a part of the judicial system. A structure of the legal system in Kazakhstan. Number A, Cassation Court, Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the highest judicial body for civil, criminal, administrative, and other cases that fall under the jurisdiction of special districts or general courts. The Supreme Court may revise a decision of an appellate court or a special district general court pursuant to cassation petition files. The other functions of the Supreme Court include the supervision over the activities of lower courts for compliance within the procedural rules established by the Kazakhstan laws and the provisions of clarifications concerning judicial practice. It should be noted that clarifications on the judicial practice may be given in the form of a regulatory resolution. Such resolutions are deemed to be one of the sources of law. The clarifications may also be given by the Supreme Court in form of an explanatory statement. Such a statement fall under the sources of law and have the advisory nature. The bodies of the Supreme Court are as follows. The Supreme Court consists of the chairman of the Supreme Court, chairman of the panels, as well as judges who are appointed on a competition basis. The chairman of the Supreme Court is elected for a 5-year term by the Senate pursuant to a proposal of the President of the Kazakhstan based on recommendations of the Supreme Judicial Council. As the judges of the Supreme Court, they are elected by the Senate pursuant to a proposal of the President of Kazakhstan based on recommendation of the Supreme Judicial Council. Apart from the basic requirements such as legal education, passing the qualification exam, etc., the minimum requirements to a judge of the Supreme Court include at least 20 years professional experience in legal positions, including 10 years of experience as a judge. Please note that the President of Kazakhstan has the right to nominate a judge to Supreme Court through the single source selection, ignoring the aforementioned requirements. From the practical point of view, such mechanism is aimed at attracting candidates from the private sector, law firms, advocates, etc. For instance, in 2021, the President of Kazakhstan proposed one of the big four company partners to the position of a judge in the Supreme Court, who then was appointed as such. Number B, appellate courts. Regional courts and courts equivalent to the regional courts are established recognized and abolished by the President of Kazakhstan pursuant to a proposal of the Chairman of the Supreme Court in agreement with the Supreme Judicial Council. The appellate courts represent an appeal judicial body for civil, criminal, and administrative cases. The appellate court consists of the chairman of the appellate court, chairman of the panels, as well as judges who were appointed on a competition basis. Apart from the basic requirements such as legal education, passing the qualification exam, etc., the minimum requirements to be to a judge of the appellate court include at least 15-year professional experience in legal positions, including 5 years of experience as a judge. Number 3, special judge, general district courts. Special judge, general district courts are treated as courts of first instance. These courts are at the start of the judicial system hierarchy in Kazakhstan. Special district courts review the specific categories of cases: commercial, administrative, criminal, etc. General district courts review all other cases which fall outside the competence of special district courts. From the practical point of view, corporate disputes in Kazakhstan are mostly examined by special commercial district courts, SCDCS. With the effect from July 2021, the judicial system in Kazakhstan introduced a new type of special district court, a special administrative district court, SADC. The SADCs examine cases involving disputes with the governmental bodies. For instance, tax disputes with the tax authorities, a dispute in relation to customs duties, appeals against court decisions, actions, inaction of governmental bodies, etc. Judges of special district general district courts must have the legal education, at least 5-year experience in legal positions, and should pass the required exams. EIFC Court. In 2008, the Astana International Financial Center, EIFC, got off the ground in Kazakhstan. The EIFC is located in Nur-Sultan city and is set up as a financial hub for the countries of Central Asia, the Caucasus, the Eurasian Economic Union, Western China, Europe, etc. As mentioned above, the EIFC court operates on the territory of the EIFC, being separated and independent from the Kazakhstan judicial system. The EIFC court represents the common law judicial system in Kazakhstan to resolve civil and commercial disputes. The EIFC court is established as an independent legal entity on the EIFC territory pursuant to the EIFC Constitutional Institute. It examines the following types of the cases: any and all claims arising out of and in connection with the EIFC and its operations, claims in which the parties agree to the jurisdiction of the EIFC court. If a contract is governed by the EIFC law, disputes related to transactions effected on the territory of the EIFC. As noted above, decisions of the EIFC court are enforceable in Kazakhstan. Arbitration. Arbitral tribunals are not considered as part of the judicial system of Kazakhstan. Nonetheless, the parties to a dispute may agree to the decisions, to the jurisdiction of the arbitration created in Kazakhstan. Arbitrations in Kazakhstan may be established as a permanent arbitral institution should have in place the approved by its rules of arbitration, a register of arbitrators who will be engaged to work within this arbitration. According to the Registry of Permanent Arbitral Institutions, there are 17 permanent arbitrations in Kazakhstan. We noted the following highly reputed permanent arbitrations, among others: the Kazakhstan International Arbitrage, the Arbitration Center for the National Chamber of Entrepreneurs at Mekon. As for the arbitral tribunal for resolving a certain dispute, such tribunals may be established by the parties to resolve a dispute between them, such arbitration being operative until the dispute is resolved or unless the parties decide to submit the dispute to a court. There is also the AIFC International Arbitration Court, which is located within the AIFC. Reviews of Kazakhstan arbitral tribunals are enforceable in Kazakhstan as specified above. Thank you, viewers, for watching.